Hi, soul family. How are you guys doing? Got the shadow of Mercury retrograde kicking my ass today. I got the radio down low so we don't get blocked. I went through a whole big story with you guys about children and parents and family, and I was going to be working with the Oracle of the Mermaids, and I went to get it, and my half of it's missing. I don't know where the hell it is. Such a bummer. It's such a beautiful deck. So now I've got to my house is so clean and organized, there's no way it's not in its place. It's just gone. So that's a bummer. Huge bummer. Cards were beautiful. We're going to be working with the Wisdom of the Golden Path, which is Tony Carmine Salerno. The Mermaids was Lucy Cavendish. And Lucy Cavendish and Tony Carmine Salerno are my two tops. I've got a lot. I've got the Oracle of Shadows and Light. I've got the Shapeshifters. I've got Le Vampire. I've got, I had the Oracle of the Mermaids. I had the Fairy Tale Oracle. All of these were all Lucy Cavendish. And then I've got the Crystal Oracle, the Magdalene Oracle, Universal Love deck, the Spirit deck. Those are all Tony Carmine Salerno. So the Golden Path I haven't used for a while. So I think you guys will... The pictures are beautiful. I'm bumming out that I can't listen to incorporate the music. I'm going to turn up a little bit. I have to have it in the background. Is it too much to ask? It's a new song. I don't know who sings the song, but I love it. Is it too much to ask? Because it's going to have something to do with our words here. Niall Horan. Gotta love him. Niall Horan. Too much to ask. Waiting here for somebody. Only yesterday we were on the run. You smile back at me. Your fade lit up the sun. Now I'm waiting here for someone. Oh, love, do you feel this rough? Why is it only you I'm thinking of? My shadow's dancing without you for the first time. Interesting. We're in the shadow of Mercury. And dancing in the shadow, that's interesting because Mercury retrograde is the time when people from the past pop up into your life, when memories from the past. I had a lot of emotional stuff this morning. My whole childhood came up, I carry the name of a man I was only married to 1 year, and my birth name was given away when I was 8 because I was adopted, and then the adopted father took off and kept cutting me out of his life, and it's kind of like, geez, all I really wanted was a family, Parents. Don't put your children in the middle of your problems. Every child, it takes a tribe to raise a child. They deserve to know their family members, all of them, good, bad, or the ugly. Just because you and your ex-husband or ex-wife don't get along, don't put your kids in the middle of it. I didn't ever get to know my real father very well, and I pushed him away out of misguided loyalty to a stepfather who constantly threw me out of his life. And now my real father's gone, and I don't have the opportunity to allow him into my life, and he was a real easygoing, happy-go-lucky guy, skipper. He was my first Triton, I was the mermaid, and he always sold. He was this yacht salesman, always sailed boats, lived on the water, Makes me sad. So somebody's saying, my heart is hoping you walk right in tonight. Tell me things that you regret, because if I'm being honest, it ain't over you yet. That's all I'm asking. Is it too much to ask? So someone's thinking about somebody from the past, and that's Mercury for you, Mercury retrograde. So somebody pops into your life from the past. Don't be surprised. This is when it happens. Try and hold on to the good memories, and let the bad memories go. Spontaneous intuitive creation. Wow, look at this. Look at this water being. Speaking of water beings, look at that dragon coming out of the water. Holy moly, spontaneous intuitive creation. He's commanding that emotional water. He's taking control of that emotional water. Wow. It's amazing. He's very, very... The water looks cold and icy, But they're telling you, we all have this ability to create. He's calling in the dragons from his emotions, connected to him. The life force within us that's our creative life force. Spirit wants us, as yesterday we were told not to forget who we are, where we came from. And again, today, Spirit is saying, close your eyes, feel that creative force within you. You are connected to the universe, right? Tap into that endless supply, this endless supply of emotional, vibrant, strong energy. Just because it's coming from the water here, as I said, we came from before time, from the stars, from the forest, from the water, from everywhere. But it's our emotions that hold so much within us, Stir up that emotional energy within yourself and feel that power that you have. It's yours. Love it. Know that it loves you. Trust it. Create whatever it is that your mind wants to focus on, your mind, your heart, your soul. When they're all in agreement, when they're all in alignment, when you're all moving in fluid form like this, that's when you create. That's when alchemy happens. So they're asking you to pay attention to the ideas that pop into your head. Pay attention to, sudden impulses that you have, because your intuition is guiding you, and it's the greatest asset. It can be the greatest asset that you have. Trust what you're sensing and feeling at this time, and allow yourself to be guided by what you instinctually just know. That knowingness. That's where the seeds of creation are. So, say, I am one with the universe. I am one with the power of creation. I spontaneously and intuitively create what my heart desires. My thoughts and actions are in alignment with my soul. Song right now, dance, dance, dance. Isn't it? There's a lot of dancing, shadow dancing and dance. Dancing means moving in harmony. Move in harmony with the universe. Move in harmony with your soul's light and what it is that your heart's calling to. Wow. So there's another psychic that's going through what I'm going through. I'm going to tell you guys something. This is funny because I'm going to say it. Mini rant of the day. This is what she said. When people call my account, like she calls into her Skype, or my Keen account, or my work line, right, with fake bullshit, and I know it. Meaning, I know you're not giving me a real backstory, name, or situation. It means nothing to me. I'm still going to shuffle my cards and show and tell what they say, since that's what you're paying for. Whether it's accurate or not, that's on you, not me. I'm not looking for comfort or an ego boost. I'm just making a statement. Have a nice day, y'all. And I said, so interesting to see you post this. That happens to me often, and yes, I know who they are. I know that they aren't who they say they are, and who they really want to find out about. It's so lame. I mean, they know they're contacting a psychic, right? That's why they're contacting me. And then this woman says, people like that are trying to prove that you are fake, just to say that you tricked them out of their money, and if you don't have them pay anything, just to say you're a fraud in general. It's all about unhealthy ego boost for their own personal agenda to feel superior. And she says, in my case, I have a psycho ex-client from over 4 years ago stalking me and hacking my shit. They made a promise to ruin me and make me go broke, blah, blah, blah. So now I'm dealing with them sending me people who purposely lie and try to make me look like a fraud. Ditto. That happens to me all the time. Don't people have anything better to do in their life? Like, really? But it does. It happens to me all the time. It was happening for quite a long time on my work site where, and it still does. People call in and they ask for readings, and they aren't who they say they are. They give me a backstory that's bullshit. But my energy reads for them who they are. So they still get their message. They may not want to know it, but they get the message. They're asking me about somebody else, but I know who they're talking about, and so does Spirit. But yet they'll say, oh, I told them I had a fake guy. I told them this story, and she said this was going to happen and that was going to happen. If you're going to call me and give me lies and a bullshit story, just like this person said, Spirit knows who you're thinking of. So we're reading you. We're reading you and the person that you're asking about. And that's why I say I know who it is that they want to know about. They want to know who I'm connected to and what's going on in his life and what's going on in my life. Prickles in my hands, so absolute clarity on that. So they want to know where I'm feeling and what he's feeling. And so they make up this bullshit story. But the thing is, when you do stuff like that, remember what I said. Karma's only a bitch if you are. Right? So karma comes back. It may not come back from me, but it'll come back. And it comes back in the most unpleasant of ways. So conduct yourself with your integrity and honesty. right? Come from a place of love, and no matter what. When you lie and manipulate and try and twist circumstances, it may take a long time for it to come out, but when it does come out, it's not going to feel good. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Don't compromise. I love this. I love this. Remember we were shown that the geisha was going to start appearing to us? Kitsune? Remember the kitsune was going to be... Your kitsune is the one that was going to be telling you, you know, giving you hints and telling you what to do and guiding you in the right way. This is your friend. Remember? They were going to uncover lies. They were going to uncover deception. They were going to tell you who you could trust. They were going to be whispering secrets to you that they picked up. Well, here she is, right? I may be your kitsune, and you may be seeing it because here is somebody wearing a geisha costume because the Japanese theme was what was going to come up. Or this may be your kitsune, what she's telling you right now through me. So, don't compromise. This is talking about you and the truth of what you know. True wisdom standing the test of time. And your decision to not compromise on something that you truly believe in, that's the one. That is you. That is wisdom. You are connecting with spirit. You are listening to spirit. You're connecting with your higher self. No matter what anybody else says to you, you know what the truth of the matter is, and you are not going to back down. You are not going to compromise. And because of this, sometime soon, something magical is going to occur. And there's going to be a series of coincidences. You call them coincidences, but they're not. They're synchronistic events that spirit has lined up. And they're interrelated, but in a really strange way. And because of this all coming together, it's like a domino effect. Bang, 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 bang. Everything is going to line up, and your world instantly changes for the better. This is all because of the strength and commitment that you have shown towards something that you truly believe in. You have not compromised. No matter how ridiculous it looked to others, no matter how many naysayers you had, you believed, you trusted, you knew, you believed in the core of your being what it was. And because of that, you will soon reap the rewards. And your strength and the strong commitment that you've shown it's going to help your life, and it's also going to help others. Because there's always a domino effect. There's always that interrelated, like the rock in the pond. It affects more than just you. Remember, Spirit said to us before, we had that temptation put in front of us, and we had to be very careful. We have a choice also that we were to make. And the choice that we made, we had to be very, very careful that it was from our heart that we were making this choice, because other people, our lives and others, would be affected for a very long time to come. And so I choose to stay with what I originally chose. I stick with my commitment. I trust my twin. I know who he is. I know what I've been shown. I will not compromise. Right? So they're showing, because of the dedication and loyalty that you've shown, you will be rewarded. And what previously may have been rejected in your life is about to be accepted. So affirmation. True wisdom is what I feel through the heart of love. True wisdom stands the test of time. Do you know what? This is also a representation of the petrified wood. Standing the test of time, it turns to stone, this rock. This rock is wood. And that was the same message from, it's Tony Carmine Salerno. It's the same basic message coming from a different deck, because it's the same author, and they do that sometimes, you know, they cross over. But in Petrified Wood, that was the same basic message about a magical transformation about to occur through an unexpected turn of events because of the commitment that you've shown. And all of those who had either ridiculed you or attempted to discredit you, they're all of a sudden going to want to jump on your side. So it was about being able to stand firm in your beliefs and yet still show love and compassion to others. So that was the message for Petrified Wood, and this one is the similar message. So stick to your guns, people, no matter what. Doesn't matter what anybody else says. What you know, you know. You know, just I'm a psychic. I'm a channel. I'm a medium. I'm connected, and I a lot of times we see things in our dreams or in our messages, and we don't see it in the physical reality, but we know that it's there. We trust it. We just know. It's that knowingness. You just know. You know? Stick to your guns, no matter what anybody else says. Spirit told me I would be down to the very bottom, and no one would be on my side with what I believe. No one. Even my best friend would turn against me, and it was true. And yet in my heart, I hold on. Correct for neutrality on all levels. One last card, please. Boy, I've got a headache today. I think I'm going to go out in my convertible, do a couple errands, and clear my head. I don't ever get headaches. I must be picking up a lot of emotional energy. One more, please. Sea of Love. Yeah, that's a beauty. That's a beauty. That's a beauty. Sea of Love. But you know what? Look how sad she looks. Why is she looking so sad? She's got roses falling from heaven. She's got the emotional water stirred up around her. That's why, I guess. She's in an emotional space right now. But she's open and she's naked and she's vulnerable. The reason she's feeling this way is because she's holding on to her past. She needs to let it go. Spirit's saying, don't dwell on the past. You know, we've been talking about being in the now, being in the present moment. You can't live in the past, it's over. And you can't yet be in the future, it isn't here yet. Buddha says, do not dwell on the past, nor dream of the future, but rather concentrate the mind on the present moment. So bless your past and let it go. You know, somebody said to me this morning, don't be sad about what happened in your childhood and while you were growing up, you can't take it back. And I said, yeah, but that was my history. That was my heritage. That was my family. But it's gone, and I can't pull it back. So there's no point in dwelling on what makes you sad, right? This message is about is signifying a positive change. The waters are stirred up, yes. The emotional waters are stirred up, and those memories, those sweet memories mixed with sadness, right? But that's what's going on with me right now. Feelings of guilt and regret. I do. I have feelings of guilt and regret. Things I wish I'd done differently. I wish I hadn't been such a fussy little rigid Christian girl with a pull up my ass when I met my stepfather. I mean, when I met my real father, you know? He had Playboy and Hustler magazines, you know? He was a bachelor, you know? And he had a partner on that boat. It wasn't his boat alone. He takes me to see his boat, and I was so disgusted, you know? Couldn't put that shit away. God, I was such a... I wish I could go back and be different now that I'm an adult and I understand. And he said to me, this isn't my boat alone, you know? I have a partner, and those magazines aren't mine. I didn't know they were there. And here I was, but all I could think about was my dad wouldn't do that. My dad wouldn't do that. No, my dad just freaking left me, right? There's a lot of guilt, a lot of regret about things that didn't turn out in the past the way I wanted to, right? But you can't get stuck on the past. And you can't look back and think to yourself, things would have been differently if I'd done this, right? Because there were positive things that happened in the past from your actions. I was loyal. I was loyal to the man who raised me. You know, and when you think about it straight up, yes, that man signed a piece of paper because my mom asked him to, but he didn't have to. No one put a gun to his head. It was his choice to walk away from his daughter. You know, I fought for my kids. I would never walk away from my kids. So my loyalty was earned. It was deserved. I should be loyal to the man who was there and who raised me. He was there for me. So I'm glad that I was loyal. So if you look at your past and even at your present objectively, you'll see that there's positive even in what you think is the negative. Everything's always changing, you know? Our soul knows what's going on. It knows the things that are going to happen. And there's no mistakes, really, because everything serves a purpose in some way on a higher level. There's some kind of a weird reason for everything, even though when we're going through it, it doesn't feel like it, you know? But it helps us understand and see people in a different light. You know, when I look back now, it helps me now deal with my grandson and my daughter and understand that, you know, she's up there with her entire family, and all I should be is happy that she's got her entire family all spread out, all the different relatives, and that my grandson does too. I'm glad that they have as much love as they do, you know, because mine was all disjointed. So because of looking back and realizing that, I recognize how important it is that I don't make my daughter feel bad, that she's got another side of her family. She's got many, many other relatives, and wouldn't I want her to have everything that I didn't have, right? Wouldn't I want her to have every single one of those relatives, and my grandson to have every single one of us on all sides? Whether we're all dysfunctional or what, doesn't matter. It takes a tribe to raise a child, right? So everything that's happened, we learn. And we're able to incorporate it and to help others. I'm going to ask for one more card. I don't know why. I feel like I just need to. Wow. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Wow. I'm going to try not to get emotional right now, okay? Goddess of Oneness. You see these beautiful birds, this pair? They're representing the story that she's telling you. This beautiful one that's in the forest, dancing and moving in harmony with the universe. These two are representing the fact that right now, somebody that you love very much is thinking of you right now, at this very moment. And they're sending you their love and their good wishes. Whether we realize it or not, our feelings go out like on the computer. They go out on the World Wide Web because we're all energetically connected. It happens automatically. We transmit and we receive information through the feelings that we exhibit and what we feel inside and what we say, our thoughts, our feelings. They transcend time and space, and it's felt energetically as well as spiritually for the ones that are in spirit as well as on this planet. Right now, you might be missing someone who's far away from you. Or you might be sad because someone in your life has passed back into spirit. But right now, they're letting you know. This song right now, My Heart is in Havana. He took me back to East Atlanta. I loved him when I met him. I loved him when I left him. I loved her when I met her. I loved her when I left her. That's what they're telling you. They want you to know. They want you to recognize that they're presently with you at this very moment. They haven't left you, and they never will. You're forever connected by these invisible strands. So for me, I'm thinking about my birth father and my mother, my grandmother, my twin, my daughter, everyone in my family that's not here. I'm thinking of all of them. I feel like my grandma's with me. So who is it with you? They want you to know that you're not alone. No amount of distance or time are ever going to change the love coming from them. So the affirmation is for you, my love, it transcends all time and space. I am forever spiritually connected to the ones that I love. Time and space simply does not exist within my soul. I love you, Jake.